and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome.
Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the New Orleans Saints. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Give to Davis Price up the middle here.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. This defense for the Saints, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4. Second down, and again it's Davis Price.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
7 yards there and a first down.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
Davis Price on 1st and 10.
Shoves him aside. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about with one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly, it's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early. And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Yeah, just couldn't hang on to the slant.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lance.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for.
And it's 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll bring a tight end in motion left.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Badgley able to punch this one through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. First down throw here for Corral. Targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards, good for his Saints first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
On first down, Corral. He's got Mason, complete. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there at 22.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara, and they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Saints at 2 and 3 here to begin the new season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation. But instead, they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost and then a little bit more.
Corral from the gun on third down here. Pass caught. It's Kawan Baker. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here's the...
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Tarvarius Moore just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Another try after the first down sack. Corral, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
Listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their background. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On play action, Lance. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A first down there on a pickup of 25. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight, and so far it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
2nd down, and again it's Davis Price. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping the second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Throwing now is Lance. Escaping the pressure right. And Lance will have the first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Niners 3, Saints 0.
Here we go.
They'll run with Davis Price. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at him with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop him.
Davis Price again. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone. Calling a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Lance now on 3rd and goal. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Trey Lance, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0.
Saints 0.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Ambry Thomas. And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Ty Davis-Price with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0.
Saints, nothing.
The 49ers ready to kick it away. And here we go. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
From the gun, Corral. There's Chris Olave. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
A gain of 11 brings up second down at the 19-yard line.
To throw again on second down. Corral. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The quick slant, good for a first down, a gain of 12.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Kamara up the middle. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Corral looking to pass, second down.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down.
On 3rd down, Corral.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is taken at the 23. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Watch out now, 50 years.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And that is incomplete.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
Here we go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
52 blaster. Striker, 3-3.
2nd down, here's Davis Price.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On the double.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Here's Lance to throw it. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Corral looking to throw it.
That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. A big play there on the catch and run. 83 yards.
A gain of 83 yards on the play. Complete to Michael Thomas. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Throwing here, Corral.
Being chased out left. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. And the slot man goes in motion left. On 2nd down, Kamara. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Partner, I think they saw something there. I mean, they came from the right side deliberately, and you know there's always a designated guy who goes and blocks it, but it's the rest of his teammates that get him free.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Lance now on first down.
He's going to let this one go deep. And incomplete on the deep ball.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Now a play fake. Lance.
He's going to try and go deep again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lance.
And that will be incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I want to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
6 yards left on 2nd down. Corral on 2nd down.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
3rd and long. Here's Corral.
Looking long for Thomas. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And remember, he had one blocked earlier. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Here's Corral on first down. Open man is Baker. He's got it. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Throwing again on second down. Corral dancing to his left. Out of the backfield. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers.
So it's kind of more of the same offensively. This was a team needing to come out of this third quarter with a little fire. Instead, they put the ball on the ground.
And you know that has to be the discussion at halftime because they're down 2 scores. We've got to come out with a little bit more urgency than we had in the first half. Now that urgency falls on their defense because they can't fall down 3 scores and hope to come back and win this game.
And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Now Lance. That's caught. He finds Danny Gray.
Touchdown 49ers.
Danny Gray.
An 80-yard touchdown.
And the Niners have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Saints 3.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
67 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
Off play action. Here's Corral.
Buying time to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Here's Corral. Targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch.
That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Now Corral on 3rd and 2. Got an open man. It's Olave.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4. At the 38-yard
line. Again, it's Corral.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 27-yard line.
Corral with it on first down.
A quick throw, but incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the third quarter, 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Corral. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
On 3rd and 1, Corral. They'll get this out to Kamara. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Corral to throw on 1st and 10. Back to Kamara for another catch. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Again, it's Corral. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be a gain of just a yard. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Corral. And the ball is knocked out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Drive begins with a carry by Davis Price. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Here's Lance to throw it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing now is Lance. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he'll be out right at the 35.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Back now here live in New Orleans. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And that's on Austin Jackson, 1st-round pick in 2020.
Okay, ready? Ultra. Ready?
Off of play action, here's Lance.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Throwing on second and long.
Lance. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Flush to his right. He gets it to Thomas. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So after the penalty, now they need just a yard on second down.
Throwing here, Corral. Got his man, Baker.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there, good for the Saints' first down.
That's good for the Saints.
Play action here, Corral.
Steps away to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
From the 44, Corral. This one taken in by Olave.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 37. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
That's good for another Saints. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
On first down, Corral. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the Niners are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 37 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
Again, they'll throw it with Lance.
And this one is incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Opposite. Green.
They'll send a receiver in motion left.
They'll give this to Davis Price running right.
And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Alontae Taylor
In there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
I know nowadays they give a lot of guys different things when they get to the sidelines after creating a big play, but just throw a cape on this guy because he single-handedly ended multiple drives. Interception earlier, sack on 3rd down. Really should have a better game plan installed for how to contain him because he's affecting this game in so many ways.
Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. Badgley able to knock this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Here's Corral on first down.
Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Kamara. A gain of 12 yards. That's another Saints first down. First and 10 at the 38.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Baker. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Corral to throw, first and 10.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. In motion right is Thomas. To try again after the sack. Corral. Forced out to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Third and long, Corral.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 31 yards.
And the Saints are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Corral throwing for it.
He's got it. So they convert the 2 that keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Let's go now.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game.
Lance's throw complete here to Ayuk.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
Red, cycle.
Throwing on first down is Lance. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
But one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
Set, ready, ultra, go ultra.
Again, it's Lance. Being chased out left. This is caught. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play. So it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little Len